She is just one of the plethora of women you rotate through your bed. Lily looked scared, out of her mind as a queen changed direction and stalked her. I will not allow you to besmirch the Eska name with your filthy plot to steal the prince. I'm so proud of you. I could burst, but in the interest of saving the poor queen and staff to hassle, I would instead like to take you to our room and lick you from stem to stern until you beg me to stop. Tightening his embrace around his wife, and a little Theo, he vowed, I will do everything in my power to continue being worthy of the faith you have in me. Ariel frowned. Ariel frowned. Are you saying that you hang around the women at court to gather intel? Oh, your grace, you are quick on the uptake, he said with an impressed look upon his face. It's not fair, Flaminus always gets the hot ones. Does he have to get the smart ones too? At the bottom, every man knows. At the bottom, every man knows well enough that he is a unique being, only once on this earth, and by no extraordinary chance will such a marvelously a piece of diversity and unity as he is ever be put together a second time. Truth has a way of coming out of the closet. We are survival machines, robot vehicles blindly programmed to preserve the selfish molecules known as genes. This is a truth which still fills me with astonishment. A ray of sunlight poked through a mass of angry clouds. She lowers the volume of this safe and top trend and saw entitled Love Ain't No Thing But a Chicken Wing. I have all these great genes, but they're recessive. That's the problem here. Don't tell me from genetics what have they got to do with it, said Crowley. Look at Satan created as an angel grows up to be the great adversary. Hey, if you're going to go on about genetics, you might as well say the kid will grow up to be an angel. After all, his father was really big in heaven in the old days, saying he'll grow up to be a demon. And just because his dad became one is like saying a mouse with its tail cut off will give birth to a tailless mice. No upbringing is everything. Take it from me. Seeing someone who lived their parents is a tangible reminder that we're all composites. Every time you understand something, the religion becomes less likely. Only with the discovery of a double helix and the ensuing genetic revolution have we had grounds for thinking that the powers held traditionally to be the exclusive property of the gods might one day be ours. Meditation is not just blissing out under a mango tree. It completely changes your brain and therefore changes what you are. Has always been a pretty good researcher, but said Browning modestly. Oh, so that we share a thought. My fan, but you didn't inherit the power to make people shit themselves. You got to love the randomness of genetics. When you have only ever experienced privilege, equality feels like opposition. If there's any interaction between genes and languages, it is often languages that influence genes, since linguistic differences between populations lessen the chance of genetic exchange between them. Oral myths are closer to the genetic conclusions than to often ambiguous scientific evidence of archaeology, longevity, and sanity. Eccentric old ladies on Harleys I can deal with soon after Harris Hella. A chicken study, a pair of researchers at New York University discovered that human mouse hybrids lost their human chromosomes over time, leaving only the mouse chromosomes. This allowed scientists to begin mapping human genes to specific chromosomes by tracking the order in which genetic traits vanish. If a chromosome disappeared in production of a certain enzyme stopped, researchers knew the gene for that enzyme must be on the most recently vanished chromosome. The scientists in laboratories throughout North America and Europe began fusing cells and using them to map genetic traits to specific chromosomes, creating a precursor to the human genome map we have today. I am quite sure that our views on evolution would be very different had biologists studied genetics and natural selection before and not after. Most of them were convinced that evolution had occurred. Ultimately, what really matters is not just experiences you have at a young age, but whether or not you are equipped by your parents, by your genetics, by your education to survive and deal with them. Diabetes is passed that way over and on down like a knight in chess. Kano felt embarrassed by the thought that he might have been just another pitiful orphan trying to turn his friends into family, and that he might be blinded by this need, a need that colored his whole life, that ache to offer worth to someone. A cancer growing in someone's body will go on growing in spite of denial, and a complex combination of genes that work together to make you intelligent as well as hierarchical will still handicap you whether you acknowledge it or not. I placed some of the DNA on the ends of my fingers and rubbed them together. The stuff was sticky. It began to dissolve on my skin. It's melting like cotton candy. Sure, that's the sugar in the DNA, Smith said. Would it taste sweet? No, DNA is an acid, and it's got salts in it. Actually, I've never tasted it. Later, I got some dried calf DNA. I placed a bit of the fluff on my tongue. It melted into a gluey ooze that stuck to the roof of my mouth in a blob. The blob felt slippery on my tongue, and the taste of pure DNA appeared. It had a soft taste and sweet, rather bland, with a touch of acid and a hint of salt, perhaps like the Earth's primordial sea. It faded away. The scientific knowledge derived from genetics, epigenetics, and neuroscience should be used to enhance the power of meditation and to eliminate the sufferings of humanity, except for the rare cases of plastid inheritance. The inheritance of all unknown cofactors can be sufficiently accounted for by the presence of genes in the chromosomes. In a word, the cytoplasm may be ignored. Genetically, the human genome is made up of some 20,300 genes, out of which 736 genes are associated with a temperament, a total of 709 related to general cognitive functions, 148 genes are related to higher cognitive functions, and 48 genes are associated with deep meditation, and 8 genes are related to witnessing consciousness. Science of genetics is in a transition period, becoming an exact science, just as the chemistry in the times of Lavoisier, who made the balance an indispensable implement in chemical research. It hurts all the knowledge in the universe.